Good morning, flock. It is the 1st of July, and I'm just going to do a quick look at what's going on around my house. It's a little bit half sunny, half cloudy today. It was pretty cool overnight. I actually even lit up the wood stove briefly this morning just to take the chill off in the house because it was about 50 degrees. Inside, it was 30-something outside. The garden is covered. It didn't actually freeze last night, but anytime there's a forecast for temps in the 30s, I think it was about 39 last night, I do cover it just in case it gets colder than they're planning, and so that it just helps keep everything a little warmer because most of those veggies do thrive in a little warmer climate than I have. Also got flowers blooming all around the house. I recently put up a bird bath and some bird feeders so that I had lots of birds around here to start with, and you can see a couple chipmunks running around in the bottom there. I think I got 3 chipmunks over there right at the moment eating the spilled birdseed. Anyway, I get lots of birds here anyway, but I just like getting to see them more, so I put up a couple feeders. A couple of my cute chipmunks. You can also see some of my irises just started blooming. I got lots and lots of buds on the irises over here. These are all ones I got for free from a friend who was dividing hers, and I love them. They smell amazing, and I just like looking at the beautiful flowers. I'll do a garden tour here again once I do uncover those beds. But it has been close to freezing a few nights recently, has not actually frosted, which is pretty nice for us in the summer, though yesterday, the very last day of June, there was snow in the mountains above my house. The flowers around the house all look great. The yard needs mowed. The trees are growing. There's flowers blooming all over, which I love, like wild yarrow. Mountain lupin, sticky geraniums, wild rose bushes, Indian paintbrush, the wild balsam root. I think these are, I have to always look them up. I forget which ones are balsam root and which ones are arrowroot. The flowers look very similar. They're just about getting over, but they're a beautiful bright yellow wildflower. Wild asters blooming, wild clover, and in between the clover you can see all the cottonwood fluff piled up looking like snow. Fireweed is blooming. This is one of the hummingbirds' favorites in the mountains. And while they're done blooming, the service berries, otherwise known as June berries and multiple other names locally, are just loaded this year. They're not even close to getting ripe, and they're already bending the branches to the ground. I think that's because we didn't have a frost when they were blooming this year, so they are absolutely loaded. I like eating them, though they're not a super sweet berry. I do use them, and the birds and all the other wildlife absolutely loves filling up on these in the fall. This is what the creek is looking like below my house. Last time you guys saw this view, there was water shooting through the middle of that one tree trunk up there. The snowmelt is mostly done on the lower ridge of mountains above my house, though it's still coming off. The higher mountains, it's past the peak even there, but here it is really slowed down. This little creek's one of the earlier ones to clear up because it doesn't feed from any super high mountains. The water's not quite crystal clear yet, but it is mostly clear, and it has gone down many, many feet. If you can see where it used to, at its peak it was going just around, almost around the back of this rock. And now it is clear down at the base of that rock. That is like 3 feet lower. That's kind of how most of the mountain streams here go in a normal year. They get very, very high when the snow is melting off, and then they shrink, and they will be smaller streams for the rest of the year. Until it maybe freezes solid, depending on how cold this winter is. I haven't seen the bear back at my house, but I know he's still around because some of my neighbors saw him. And the really super wet couple weeks we have seems to have now dried up. We might get a thunderstorm this afternoon, but it looks like it'll be a small one. A lot of the thunderstorms that come through are so brief that they make everything wet on the surface, but don't even quite get the surface of the ground wet, just the surface of all the leaves and such. Here you can see my most unique chipmunk. I call her Stumpy. Pretty sure she's a mother because when she stands up you can actually see that she's nursing, but something happened to her tail. There she's going to hide from me a long time ago, so she's just got a little tail stump, but she seems to hold her own and not be any the worse for it. But I enjoy watching her because she's the one chipmunk I can actually tell apart from all the others. So that's a quick look at what the weather and everything is looking like around my place at the beginning of July. What's going on around your houses? Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.